Hi guys, welcome back to the Patchwork Mystery CAL. You've got Sammy here from Hook, Wine and Stitches, and today we're going to be doing the gorgeous fairy wing flower square designed by the fabulous Anastasia at Journey Chanel Designs. Working once again with Aran weight yarn, 5mm hook. There's not a whole lot of notes about this one. We are going to be working the gorgeous fairy wing stitch, which is a beautiful feature of this square, a beautiful stitch, and the focal point of this square. So just pay attention on that round. There's a couple of little things that can make that stitch really pop and work a lot easier for you. Alright, let's get started on round one. Okay guys, let's get started on round one. So working into a magic circle. If magic circle is not your friend, please check out the video on Hook, Wine and Stitches channel. There's a couple on there. Otherwise, of course, you can do a chain of 4, slip stitch together to form a join. From there, we're going to chain 1, which does not count as a stitch. And then we're going to work 12 half double crochet into our magic circle. You can see I keep mine quite open and I don't completely close it until I've worked a couple of rounds. So at the end of this round I will close it most of the way up, slip stitch to the first half double crochet to join round 1, but I don't actually secure the tail on my magic circle until I've done a couple of rounds. I'll let you guys work those 12 half double crochet and I'll meet you back here for round 2. Okay, we've finished those 12 half double crochet for round 1. I've done a chain of 1, which doesn't count as a stitch. I'm going to pop 2 single crochet into each stitch all the way around. So at the end of this round we will have 24 single crochet, joining with a slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round. So nice and simple. I'll let you guys work this round of single crochet and I'll meet you back here for round 3. Okay, I finished round 2 with 24 single crochet, ready for round 3. Now I have changed colour. You can continue with the same. I've just joined into the same stitch where I finished with a slip stitch and then done the chain of 3 to start. So chain of 3, and then we're working the fairy wing stitch. Now this is one of my favorite stitches because it's just beautiful, but you do need to pay attention to your tension. So we're working into the same stitch, and I'm going to get this a bit closer, with a double crochet 2 together. So both double crochet into the same stitch. You see they're half done. Now I'm not going to pull through the 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to leave them there. I'm going to skip 2 stitches and then I'm going to work a second double crochet 2 together in that stitch. So skipping 2, working another double crochet 2 together in the 3rd stitch. Remembering I still have those 3 loops from my first one on my hook. So now I have 5 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all of those loops, and I'm going to pull pretty tightly to get that stitch to have some nice definition and sit properly. So I'm pulling it tightly, then I'm pulling up my loop so I can do a loose chain 1. That's important because for the next round you're going to be working into that chain 1 space. From there we chain 3, slip stitch into the same stitch that we just did our double crochet 2 togethers in. So slip stitching in there. Then I'm going to chain 3. So we're going to be repeating from this point onwards all the way around. So chain 3, double crochet 2 together in the same stitch. So we worked our second lot of double crochet in there, chain 3 down, with the slip stitch, chain 3 back up, and then we're going back into that same stitch and working a double crochet 2 together into that stitch. So 1, 2, leaving 3 loops on our hook. We're going to skip the next 2 and then work a double crochet 2 together into the 3rd stitch. 1, 2. Now we've got 5 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through all of them, get that stitch nice and tight, and then loosely chain 1, chain 3, 2, 3, slip stitch into the same stitch we were just working in, chain 3 is the recommencement of our repetition. So from there I'll double crochet 2 together in the same stitch, leaving 3 loops on my hook. Now repeat that all the way to the end. I'll meet you back here on your last double crochet 2 together to show you how to finish off those last few stitches and join back into our starting point. So continue that repetition. I'll meet you back here to show you the end. Okay, so I'm almost at the end of the round, working that beautiful fairy wing stitch all the way around. You can see I still haven't secured my magic circle, which is why it's looking a bit funny. There we go. Okay, so I've got 2 spaces left and I'm just going to do 1 more stitch. So I'm going to chain 3, work my double crochet 2 together into the same stitch, leaving 3 loops on the hook, skipping 2, going into the last, oops, then I'll finish off my 5, chain 1, and then chain 3. Remembering that first chain 1, you want to keep that nice and loose because we are going to work into it for the next round, and slip stitch to join. Okay, I'm going to meet you back here for round 4. Finished off, we're between the wings at the end of round 3. I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to do a double crochet 2 together in the chain 1 of the first cluster. So remember I said to keep that nice and loose. So you can see our fairy wing sitting there, and we've got our chain 1 here. And that is where I'm going to work a double crochet 2 together. So 1, 2, pulling through all 3 loops for this one, tightening my stitch, and then loosely chaining 1. Then I'm going to chain 2 and slip stitch into the same stitch. Okay, so that's the start of our round. Now we'll begin what will be our repeat. So we chain 3, double crochet 2 together in that same chain 1 that we've been working in, leaving 3 loops on the hook this time. Then we're going to go all the way across to the next chain 1 space on the top of the next fairy wing stitch. So going into that loose chain 1 with a double crochet 2 together, worked into the same stitch. And this time I'm going to pull through all 5 loops on my hook, tighten up my stitch so it's got some nice definition, and then loosely chain 1, chain 3, and slip stitch into the same stitch. And then we begin that repetition of the fairy wing stitch. Now you can see just from my first bit, the fairy wings, well, if I'm in focus, just from that first bit you can see those fairy wings taking shape. I'll let you continue with that repetition all the way around. Finishing off, you'll end with your last chain 3 and double crochet 2 together in the chain 1 cluster where we started, and we'll be finishing with a slip stitch there. I'll be finishing off with this colour at the end of this row so that this really pops in the centre of our square. I'll meet you back here for round 5, how to finish this round. So I've done my last double crochet 2 together. I don't do the second one for this section, so I yarn over and pull through all 3 hooks, get my tension nice, and then I slip stitch into the chain 1 from the first combined cluster. So remember that was only a half one when we started. There it is. This is why you leave them nice and loose. So I'm just going to slip stitch there, and that second partial completes the ring of fairy wings. So beautiful. All right, guys, I'm going to change colour for the next round, and I will meet you back here for round 5. Okay, moving on to round 5 now. This is a recommended colour change, but of course that's up to you. Now I've joined in with a slip stitch into the same chain 1 space where I finished and done a chain of 3 to start the row. That chain 3 does not count as a stitch, and this round we're going to be squaring off our circle. This chain 1 space is going to be our first corner, so we're going to pop a double crochet in there, chain 3, and then a second double crochet. That's our first corner completed, and we're going to start working down the side. Now working down the side, we're going to be working into these chain 3 spaces. So the first one, we're going to pop 3 double crochet, two and 3. The next, move those tails, the next chain 3 space there, we're going to pop in 2 single crochet, and again in the next 2 single crochet in the same chain space. The next chain space, 3 double crochet, now that's our first side done. So we're going to go into the chain 1 space from the previous round to make our next corner with a double crochet, chain 3, and double crochet. And we're going to repeat that all the way around, creating 4 corners and 4 sides. When we get back here, we're going to ignore that chain 3 that we did as a starting stitch, and we're going to slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet. All right, I'll let you guys work that round. I'll see you back here soon. We're squared off and ready for round 6. So I'm going to chain 3, and I'm going to pop a double crochet into the next stitch, corner, going to do 3 double crochet, chain 3, and 3 double crochet. Really simple from the corner. We're just popping a double crochet into each stitch to the next corner, where we'll pop 3 double crochet, a chain 3, and another 3 double crochet. So just working a double crochet into each and every stitch. At the end of this round you'll have 72 double crochet. I'll meet you back here for round 7, and I'll be changing colours. Okay, we're back ready for round 7. Now I'm changing colours on every round, and I like to move my starting chain. So I've just been careful to make sure that my join is in the same spot as my finishing point on the last row, just on an alternate side. If you want to move it like that, that's perfectly fine. You just want to make sure that you get it in the same spot. Otherwise, continue on from your finishing point, no dramas. You will have noticed that I have slip stitched to join just into the back loop, and that's because this row will be worked in back loop only double crochet and front post trebles. So I've joined into the back loop, done a chain of 3 as my first double crochet. I'm going to do a back loop only double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Then I'm going to do a front post treble crochet around the next 2 stitches. Oh, that's a double and I want a treble. Wrap twice around the second to last stitch in the row with a front post treble crochet, and then a front post treble crochet around the last stitch of the row. That brings us to our corner chain space, where we'll be doing 2 double crochet, 1, 2, sorry, I've just got a little catch there, 2 double crochet, chain of 2, and another 2 double crochet into that corner chain space to finish out our corner and turn onto the next side. Now we'll be coming out of the corner with a front post treble crochet around the first and second stitch. And then working back loop only double crochet into the next 14 stitches. 14 stitches will leave 2 stitches on the end, where we'll be doing front post treble crochet again before working into the next corner. So if you want to go up back around 2 minutes and 50 seconds, you'll be at the start of this stitch sequence on the other side of the first corner, but it's just back loop only double crochet until the last 2 stitches and first 2 stitches of the row, where we'll be doing front post trebles, and we're popping 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in each corner. Finishing off this round with a slip stitch into the 3rd loop of the beginning chain 3, we'll have 88 stitches at the end of this round. I'll meet you back here for round 8. Okay, this beauty is really taking shape now. Perfectly square with that gorgeous fairy wing ring in the center. Starting where we finished off, or on the equivalent on another side, joined into the back loop only, chain 3, going to double back loop only double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Oops. Then I'm going to front post treble crochet around the front post stitches from the previous round. 1, and 2. Now, because each row we're extending our square out, I've got 2 back loop only double crochet on the corner side of those front post stitches, and then I'm at my corner. Once again, working 2 double crochet, chain 2, and another 2 double crochet into that corner chain space to finish out our corner and turn down the side. So coming out of the corner now, we've got a back loop only double crochet into the first 2 stitches. Now you can see that first one was kind of covered by my corner stitches. You can just shove them out of your way. So back loop only double crochet into the first 2. Then we're front post treble crochet around the front post stitches from the previous round. And then we've got 14 back loop only double crochet to get to our next set of front post treble crochet and work our way into the corner. So we're repeating that pattern all the way around, joining with a slip stitch into the 3rd loop of the starting chain 3 over here. At the end of this round we'll have 104 double crochet, and I'll meet you back here for round 9. Okay, lovely people, we're back ready for round 9. We've got a couple more rounds left before this beauty is finished. Starting from the same point or equivalent on either side of where we finished, doing a chain of 3 is our first stitch, back loop only double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Then front post treble crochet around the front post stitch from the previous round, and the next one. Now, as I said, we're extending out each row, so we've got more stitches before our corner. So for this round we've got 4 back loop only double crochet before we hit our corner stitch. 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. Sorry guys, autumn in Australia, it's getting a bit chilly and my allergies are having lots of fun. 4 back loop only double crochet after our front post stitches gets us to our corner. 2 double crochet, chain 2, and another 2 double crochet. Okay, down our next side, so we're starting off 4 back loop only double crochet, making sure we don't miss the one closest to the corner because those corner stitches can often hide it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, back loop only double crochet. Now a front post treble crochet around each of the front post stitches from the previous round, and we're back to our back loop only double crochet down the side. 14 stitches to our next front post treble crochet. Continue that all the way around, joining with a slip stitch into the 3rd loop of the starting chain 3, and I'll meet you back here for our second last round, round 10. Okay, ready for round 10. So I've joined in my new colour into the back loop only, the same stitch that I finished in or the equivalent on another side, chain of 3 as our first double crochet, back loop only double crochet into the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, front post treble crochet around the next, and the next, back loop only double crochet into the next 6 stitches, which will take us to our corner, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 gets us to our corner where once again 2 double crochet, chain 2 and another 2 double crochet. Now remembering when you're coming out of that corner, you've got 6 back loop only double crochet for this round. Don't miss that first stitch because it can often hide behind your corner stitches. So 6 back loop only double crochet, and that will take you to your post stitches from the previous round where we'll be doing front post treble crochet around them again, and then heading down the side with our 14 back loop only double crochet. So repeating that same stitch sequence from previous rounds with a couple of extra stitches in each corner as we move our way out and towards our final round. I'll let you guys finish off this round joining with a slip stitch into the 3rd loop of the starting chain, and I will meet you back here for round 11, which will be our final round of this gorgeous square. Okay guys, welcome back. Our final round, round 11. So joining into the same stitch we finished in, chain 3 in the back loop only double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Sorry, I just caught my tail there. 1, 2, front post treble crochet around the front post stitches from the previous round. Now, working out to the corner, for this round we've got 8 back loop only double crochet. To get us to the corner chain space, we'll be doing 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and working out as we have on the previous rounds. I really hope you've enjoyed hooking up this beautiful fairy wing flower square. I cannot wait to see all your colour combos. A huge thank you to the gorgeous Anastasia at Journey Chanel Design for this beautiful square. Until next time guys, have a fantastic day and happy hooking.